Good morning, my dear students, and welcome back to a class on English literature. We are still dealing with Act 4 Scene 1. Today we are going to see the final words that are uttered by Antonio in the court. So Portia had asked Antonio, "Do you have anything to say?" Now let's see the response of Antonio. But little, which means I want to tell something that is a very little thing. And what he said, I am armed and well prepared. Which means I am armed means I have got the spiritual strength and I have prepared myself. Give me your hand, Bassanio, very well. So give me a hand, Bassanio, and I want to say farewell to you. Grieve not, which means do not be sad that it has happened just because of you. I am fallen to this for you. Do not think or do not be sad thinking that it has happened to me because of you. For herein, fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. In my case, the fortune has been very kind towards me than her usual custom. And what is the usual custom of fortune? It is still her use, which means it is a custom of fortune to let the wretched man, which means wicked person, outlive his wealth. Outlive means ruin his wealth. To view, to see, with hollow eye and wrinkled brow and age of poverty, from which lingering penance means prolonged suffering, of such misery does she cut me off. So what is the usual custom of fortune? It is a custom of fortune that to make the wicked person to see the ruin of his wealth, and to see the ruin of his wealth with a hollowed eye and wrinkled brow, and to experience poverty. So that is a custom of fortune. That is the usual custom of the fortune. There are three things: to see the wicked person see the ruin of his wealth, to view the ruin of his wealth or destruction of his wealth with a hollow eye and wrinkled brow, and he will have to face the poverty. From these things, to see the destruction of his wealth, to have the experience of hollowed eye and wrinkled brow, to face poverty, from all these penance, suffering, fortune has saved me. Which means now Antonio, if he dies, he does not have to experience all these three things. Commend me to your honorable wife, which means give my regards to your honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Tell her the end of, or the process how Antonio was dead. Say how I loved you. Tell her how much I loved you. Speak me fair in death. Speak well of me in my death. And when the tale is told, when the story is told to her, bid her, means ask her to be the judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Whether Bassanio had once a love means had a true loving friend in the person of Antonio. Repent not you that you shall lose your friend, and he repents not that he pays your debt. So just do not think that it has happened to me because of you. Just think that I am just paying your debt. Do not think of anything else. Do not think that it has happened to me because of you. Just think that I am paying your debt. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, if Shiloh cuts deep enough, I will pay the debt instantly, immediately, with all my heart. So these are the things that are told by our Antonio. So he tells very clearly, I have prepared myself well enough, and he says farewell to Bassanio, and he tells very clearly that life has been very kind towards him, because he does not have to see the destruction of his wealth. He does not have to experience the hollowed eye and wrinkled brow. He does not have to experience poverty. From all these sufferings, Antonio is saved, and tells Bassanio to tell good thing about her, to tell the process of his son to his Portia, and ask her to be the judge whether Bassanio had a true loving friend in the person of Antonio. Now what is Bassanio tell? What does he tell here? Antonio, I am married to a wife. So tells Antonio that I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself, and she is as dear to me as my life, but life itself with my wife and all the world. are not with me esteemed above thy life. So I am married to a wife and she is as dear to me as my life. But in the case of you, life, my wife, and everything in the world are not with me esteemed above that. But for me, the most important thing is your life, and everything, my life, my wife, and everything in the world becomes secondary for me. The first priority is you and your life. I would lose all, which means I am ready to lose everything, or I am ready to sacrifice everything here to this devil to deliver you. So I am ready to lose everything, or I am ready to sacrifice everything to this particular devil who is standing, that is to Shiloh, to deliver you from this particular situation. So this is a response given by our Bassanio. And Portia, remember, Portia is listening all these things. Your wife would give you little thanks for that if she were by to hear you make the offer. Your wife will not be very happy by chance if she listens to you when you make the offer. So your wife would give you little thanks for that. Your wife will not be happy with that. Why? If she were here to hear you making this particular offer. Then we have one more thing that is happening here. Graciano tells, I have a wife whom I protest I love. Protest means I swear. So I have a wife and I tell you very sincerely, and I love her. If I would she were in heaven, so she could entreat means persuade some power to change this Courage Jew means a cruel Jew. So I have a wife and I swear and I promise I love her. But if she were in heaven, by chance if she were dead and if she were in heaven, she could get some power to change the mind of this cruel Jew. Now remember, Nerissa also is listening the offer made by Graciano. Now what is the response of Nerissa? This well you offer it behind her back, which means when you make this particular offer when she is not present. The wish would make an unquiet house. Unquiet means a troubled house, or else this particular wish would make a troubled house, which means there will be a quarrel between Nerissa and Graciano. So Nerissa tells very clearly, it is better you make this particular offer when she is not present, or else this particular wish can make a troubled house or a difficult house, which means there will be a fight between the husband and the wife. So this is enough for you today. Just go through the video once again and try to understand the explanation, and if there is any doubt you can ask me. Thank you.